Heard the whistle, we're underway here. Laura St. Ruth checking each side of her lines ready. Decent kick down to the returner, fumbled a bit, but taken. The blocks are way in front of her. So there may be room for the defense to collapse behind that, and they do. Breaks a couple of tackles.
Hi, I'm Katie, and this is Katie's Kanga Pouch. Welcome everyone. It has been a crazy week. So if you're on my Instagram, I did post that I have dislocated my knee, and here's the story. Here I am, number 77, being tapped on the back. I'm the one who snaps the ball. My job is center. And the first half of the game was a good, hard game against the Blitz. Here we are in the second quarter, and this is about to be a touchdown.
Handoff to Jess Smith directly up the middle there, and in. So the Broncos answer on their opening drive. It's now 6-8 with the 2-point conversion upcoming.
And this was the beginning of the play that went wrong. Here I snap the ball. I make my block. And then this big girl gets pushed on me right as I'm trying to go forward, and you see me go down. It doesn't look like much, but I can tell you it hurt so bad. The rest of the play, Kelly made some great yards, and it wasn't until everyone got up and turned around and started to head back towards the huddle when they noticed I was down and on the floor. I was on the floor for what felt like an eternity. I knew I had dislocated like right away. That wasn't ever a question in my mind, but the pain made it so I couldn't move. They were trying to ask me, do I want to take my mouth guard out? And I couldn't. And it took this whole time. I even cut some of the clips out, but it took this whole time until when the video camera moves, you can see me asking to start pulling my helmet off. So that whole time I was just on the floor, and I didn't want to move. Right here, I'm just like, okay, get my helmet off. So again, we cut to a couple of seconds later, and the announcer is a good friend of mine, and I can hear him re-watching this saying to Chad, they've called out for the stretcher. And so then you can see Chad like running up from behind. He was further down the field, and so the girls were able to hold my knee as I could roll on my back. And then the moment I felt Chad there, I knew I was going to be all right. So he was just kind of propping me up behind me, and then I knew that if he could lift from under my arms and get me standing up, that the big boys could take me off the field. And I really just kind of wanted to see what it was going to be like on my knee as trying to hobble along. So they were bearing the brunt of the weight for me. Like, they're pretty much hovering me off the ground for the majority of this. But as you can see, I could actually start moving my knee. It wasn't till a bit later that the swelling just was crazy. During this part, I was just really grateful that Chad was there, because quite often Chad's gone for my games if he's working away. So I was just really grateful that he was there and could kind of get me off and propped up and doing better. Yep, so here I am post-game. Unfortunately we lost, but more than that I managed to dislocate my knee. So that's probably going to mean I'm going to be out for a couple of weeks. Kind of annoyed. So after Chad, after we finished up, we ended up staying, because I really had to ice my knee for a good chunk of time anyway. But I knew going home I was going to need supplies. So Chad folded me up and put me in the car, and then we went to a pharmacy. Now, unlike the States, not many things are open 24 hours. So unlike having like a Walgreens or something like that, we had to try and find somewhere that was open late enough. So it was 9:30 at night by the time we got out of there. We found somewhere, and then this happened. Right in front of us, someone didn't see someone who was stopped and getting ready to make a turn, and this other car plowed right into the back of them. We were literally like 2 seconds behind them, and luckily Chad could put the brakes on quick enough to get there. The drivers of the first car got out. The car that was right in front of us started leaking fluids. I was concerned something was going to catch on fire. Like, it was pretty intense. So we ended up calling the police because the drivers of the first car were wanting to start a punch-up fight, like right in front of us. So we stayed in our car, but we did call the police. They came pretty quickly. People got each other settled down. The driver of the car that ran into them was very shaken up, understandably. She wouldn't get out of the car. We weren't sure if she was injured, so we did advise the police of that when we rang them up. And so finally, about another 20 minutes later, my husband gets out and say, "Hey, do you need any information from us? We were witnesses. We're the ones who called the police. My wife's just dislocated her knee. We're trying to get her home." So they did let us go. We got out of there, and we were a good 15-20 minutes from home. So then it took us another 15-20 minutes to get home. So finally, Chad thought it was hilarious to buy me this floral cane. But at least I was styling, right? So I got a cane, I got physio cream, which is a anti-inflammatory topical cream, just because so many times they want you to have a break from the anti-inflammatories. So I wanted a cream that I could use throughout. We also got a knee brace, some regular Panadol, because that's all I was really allowed to at that point. Yeah, and got my supplies, and then we went home. The next day, an article came out in one of the local papers, and of course, it was a game that we lost, and the one time I was actually in the photo, I wasn't mentioned, and of course I got hurt later that game. So we are on day 3. It is now Monday, and yeah, gonna get my knee checked out by the doctors. Very ladylike. Hey friends, so our first appointment done, went to the doctors, and they definitely want me to get an MRI done. They just don't think having an ultrasound will be enough to get the full scope, especially since I have unfortunately dislocated my knees lots before, even though it has been at least 18 if not 19 years since I have dislocated them. But previous damage unfortunately means that yeah, they just want to make sure that we've got no old tears, retorn, or anything like that. So we're going to go off to the MRI. Unfortunately, that is not covered by our health insurance or Medicare. So that one's out of pocket, so that kind of sucks, but you just got to do what you got to do. So my next appointment is going to be a physio appointment, and yeah, so I'll do that, be able to get a little more update. I have unfortunately had to cancel my work that I was supposed to have this week, but I just got to do what I got to do to get better. P.S. I'm feeling very calypso in this kind of outfit. I've got my pineapple headband that is actually the belt to my shorts, and my bright colored shirt, and yeah, sometimes you gotta dress to make yourself feel better. And yesterday in my old lady dress, I just felt like a 90-year-old woman going to church on a Sunday morning, and that's great if you're 90, but not if you're in your 30s. Okie dokie. So I finished up getting my MRI done, and they said it's going to take a couple days to get results. So I guess I'm just going to have to wait. Physio's given me a couple of exercises to do. And after she kind of did some work with it, the inflammation went down. The doctor did prescribe me a special like long-lasting anti-inflammatory, as well as some heavy-duty painkillers for nighttime. I feel like things are going to be okay. And it started raining. So that was really interesting. I haven't gone to the doctor for a follow-up yet. So what I've just been to is my physio, but she had access to my MRI. She goes, if the indication of the print-off is anything, we're looking severe damage, because it was a 3-page summary of my knee. So pretty much what they're saying is a lot of the damage that I have in my knee is old. Luckily, I have not done my ACL, but I have a lot of patella, old injury. I also have the cartilage at the back of my kneecap, which is got a lot of potholes, like severe damage potholes. So the cartilage is pretty much screwed behind my knee, and that's obviously from previous dislocations where chips of bone have ripped off when I've dislocated my knee. So what is new damage and what is causing all the swelling in my knee is my PCL, which is at the back of my kneecap, and so I'm guessing the doctor putting off telling me over the phone and wanting to organize a face-to-face appointment automatically was like, oh, okay, this is not going to be good. So I'm guessing he's going to recommend I speak to an orthopedic surgeon anyway. The physio gave me some great tips of questions to ask, including foods, nutrition, and supplements to help with cartilage to stop the deterioration happening. I also have mild orthoarthritis. I'll put it down the bottom because my brain's just, it's a bit overload right now. Yeah. So it's a lot. It looks like I am out for the rest of the season. I will be out of childcare for at least 2 weeks until I'm stable enough without the cane to be able to bend over and get up off the floor with ease. But in 2 weeks I still probably won't be fast doing that. So really at this point, just hoping not for the worst. It's not as bad as it could have been. Like I said, the ACL was not torn, which was the concern of the ortho to start with, especially with the amount of swelling that I had. So it's better news than that. But her professional opinion is that if I ever want to do this kind of sport again, I may want to look into it, as in surgery. but recommended a couple that she knows that deals specifically with knees and similar type injuries. I also, my other good friend who's a doctor, I'm sure she'll have a couple of people that she thinks I should check out. I do have private healthcare. I didn't originally, when we organised it, think it would be for sports injuries, but it definitely, hospital coverage is a good thing. So I got to call Chad and tell him and let him know, and I'm off to another appointment, not medical related, but I'll fill you in on that later if anything comes of it. So I know that sounds very ambiguous, but yeah, I'm just keeping that one a little close to the chest until I work out some decisions.